Hello and welcome back to Howard's Cave of Wonder. I am Chris, aka Howard Blues, and I'd like to welcome you all to the cave. It's been a while since I've had a chance to record, and even longer time since I've done a video like this. You see, Howard's Cave of Wonder, if you're new here, we started on a different channel that belongs to a podcast I'm on called Beer, Blues, and BS. And one of the things that I would do on that, just as kind of a fun hobby thing, was I would do these kind of Kickstarter reviews. And I would take a Kickstarter that was just launched. I would kind of look at the page, look through the project, and give my kind of first thoughts, impressions on it, to let you know what I thought if I would back it or not. People tend to like them. I didn't always enjoy doing it. And I say that because I'm not really a news channel. And it's not like I've been like following all the details and could give you any more insight than what you read on the page. But I will say the thing that's gotten to me here is CMON is putting out a new, a sequel, I guess you could call, to a game called Massive Darkness. And I looked at the time that the Kickstarter was going to run, and I'm like, I'm not going to film another Howard's Cave of Wonder in that time. So I should make an effort here and do something with it. And so instead of it being in kind of like a little newsy thing in the regular episode, I figured I'd do this the old way and just do a little Kickstarter review. So this is a look at Massive Darkness, kind of going through the project page. This time it's on Gamefound instead of Kickstarter, and sharing my thoughts on the things that I'm seeing and all of that. And I would, of course, encourage you, as you're listening, watching, hey, what are your takes on this whole Massive Darkness? And some other things I'm going to bring up. And please share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to just be able to have a conversation about it and what others think. For those who maybe aren't aware of Massive Darkness, or maybe are, the first original Massive Darkness, the one that is down over there, was originally kickstarted in 2016. And I think it did well. It came right off of the Zombicide Black Plague Kickstarter, which was a phenomenal Kickstarter. This had a crossover pack. And I'm not going to lie, I did not look at this closely. I just looked at, more stuff for Zombicide. Cool. Really cool miniatures and artwork. Cool. I dig that. I did not look at the mechanics and all that closely. It looked so similar. To me, I was like, this is clearly a different take on Zombicide, where it's different monsters besides zombies. That was my thinking. It was not great thinking in 2016 on that one. And so I went all in on the original Massive Darkness, got everything. Played it once. I played it with a gentleman who we like to get together in game. We liked Zombicide, liked playing through that. We played it one time, got whomped by that game, and it did not have fun. Because it was not even like at the end of a long play session, it comes down to a dice roll and we could win. No, we lost, I think, on turn 4 or 5. And maybe we were reading the rules wrong. But I don't think we were that far off, and it whomped us hard. Would be the best way to put it. And so it's like, okay, and it just never made it really back out onto my shelf. I had better dungeon crawlers. Now, you fast forward then a little bit to 2020, and they're back 4 years later with Massive Darkness 2. I looked at it. I still liked the art. And what I saw was that there was a huge kind of revamp in the gameplay. There's asymmetrical classes. It looked better. I spent more time reading about the mechanics and all of that, and really got excited about it. Once again, backed very heavily. Also, crossover with Zombicide at that point. It wasn't Black Plague. It wasn't Green. Whatever the medieval zombicide game at that time was. Oh, crossover pack with that. Oh, it updates the old components. Okay, well, this might make this old game that I like the miniatures for, I like the art stuff for, might make it playable. All right, I'm all in. So I got in on that, and I have yet to play it because by the time that it actually delivered and arrived, my game group kind of had stopped. And part of that was, some health issues. My game group was mostly made up of family members, some health issues, some things kind of coming up, and we never got it to the table. So I haven't played 2, but I've heard amazing reviews. I've read reviews. I've watched some gameplay of it. It looks great. And it looks like a vast improvement over the first one. So I was a little surprised when they said that they were going to do technically Massive Darkness 3, but they're not putting a 3 on it. And that's why I kind of say, I think they're going to creating a system more than a board game. So kind of like Zombicide has become a system. Sure, there are games in it, but yeah, really kind of see the same mechanics, or at least the basic mechanics kind of each time. Little updates here and there, a little bit of spice, a little bit of change. I think that's what we're going to see with Massive Darkness. And it seems that way. I mean, CMON is running a thing on Gamefound like every month, it seems like. And I've been skipping on a lot of them. There's some other things with that too. But let's dive into this. Let's get into what are they offering this time around? And is this thing worth it? So let's dive in. So share my screen so you can see 15 days left, so not a lot of time, which is why I knew I wasn't going to be able to make this video work any other way. And you can see they have raised about $600,000 at the time of me recording this. So they reached their goal, it says here, in 46 minutes and 11 seconds. Not the fastest CMON Kickstarter, but not bad. And you can see definitely some nice scrolling imagery that they have here on Gamefound, kind of showing off some stuff. And we'll dive into this a little deeper. So I did briefly look at the page. I know in the past I've kind of tried not to, but I looked at it a little bit. So yeah, just to be clear. So Massive Darkness. This one they're calling, what was it? Dungeons of Shadowreach is the subtitle, I guess you could put on it. So plays 1 to 6 players, which is a great number for me. That's usually what my play group is, about that size. 60-minute play time, ages 14 up. Some different genre things. It says here, dive into a world of epic adventure in Massive Darkness, Dungeons of Shadowreach, the ultimate cooperative dungeon crawler. Title card. I will say I do love this art style that they have chosen for Massive Darkness. It's really kind of cool. It tickles. I'm not a huge fantasy art fan, but I like this. I like this kind of, I don't know how I'd even define this style. This kind of cartoony style to it. And hey, look, there's the generic shot of kind of the board with some miniatures and components, and okay, that's right. Delve even deeper, which is interesting because the last one was Hellscape, so we're going deeper than hell. Yeah. Take your adventures deeper with the tabletop role-playing books, fully compatible with 5e, the 2014 through 2024 edition. So not the new 5e, the old 5e. Just to be clear, the old 5e, not the new one. You know, not the one that probably should just be 6th edition, because that would make sense. No, so the old one. With the Adventures Guide and piece here. I will say, I know I haven't talked a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. I do have some stuff for 5e. Like I have the main rulebook and, you know, the Dungeons Master's Guide, the bestiary, all of that. Player's Handbook. There we go. Gosh, it's been so long since I played D&D, I'm forgetting the names of the books. Anyway, I have those, and I have a couple of other kind of supplements like this that I have picked up. I really haven't had a role-playing group for a while, but son's getting older. Maybe Howie Jr. and I will one day get to break into it. And so this actually could be interesting because not only is it a system, but I like the fact that it's a monster manual that I could use whether I use the Adventurer's Guide or not, but I then have all the miniatures for. Let's go. So let's read it here. Massive Darkness Dungeons of Shadowreach takes the epic dungeon crawling action of its predecessors and brings more thrilling adventures to this beloved setting. Step into the boots of 6 new Lightbringers as you battle against the forces of darkness in the depths of Shadowreach, a forgotten realm of endless danger and mystery. This standalone cooperative adventure for 1 to 6 players allows you to explore fantastical realms facing a diverse array of enemies, formidable bosses, and insurmountable challenges. No game master is required for this board game adventure other than, well, I should say, other than the guy who read the rule book and has to explain it to everybody. He's kind of... Anyway, gather your party and use your skills to survive the twisted caverns, battling vile monsters and mighty bosses in your quest to protect Shadowreach from the forces of darkness. Sorry, I'm getting a little dramatic. It's late. Welcome, Lightbringers, both old and new. Dungeons of Shadowreach is built upon the gameplay mechanics of Massive Darkness 2, inviting both seasoned players and newcomers to explore a familiar fantasy setting brimming with adventures. I'm just going to say it at this point, I feel like I have said the same words like in 3 or 4 different ways at this point. One of my things with anybody who's, if you're developing your own Gamefound or Kickstarter thing, let's try and cut down on the words a little bit, especially when it's the same stuff over again. So you pick your class, form your party. As we've kind of read a couple of times now, Shadowreach brings 6 new classes for you to play as, each with their own unique mechanics and components to play with. Choose a class that suits your playstyle, experience the narrative of Shadowreach your way. Gotta keep that vocal lubrication going. So that's one of the cool things about the new kind of version with a Massive Darkness is it kind of came with these mini games or mini mechanics that were unique to each class that added a little flavor to it, and that's part of these things. So welcome to the dungeon. Okay. A very dramatically lit picture of some of the miniatures in the game. Okay. Amazing heroes and terrifying beasts. Who will you choose to brave the Dungeons of Shadowreach? I sometimes feel like they just put text on here because they feel the need to put text. So here we got kind of our heroes, it looks like. On first kind of glance, they look all right. It's kind of cool to see this dragon-esque figure. It's got a tail and everything. Okay, that's cool. Like some different kind of heroes and such. So it's got a wolf head on. That's kind of cool. One thing I will say, and I know I've already said that I really enjoy like the Massive Darkness art style. I've never understood throughout this whole thing the fascination with these overly pointy hats. That's the kind of thing that, like, if you want to talk about impractical armor in a fantasy setting, I feel like this is the kind of hat that you hit, on the top of every door you walk through because you forget just how tall your hat is. Awesome creatures for you to encounter. Okay, we got a really cool kind of spider monster, it looks like. I have a giant worm thing. Not sure what this is. Is it maybe some kind of mushroom thing or mushroom guy? Cool. Here's I think the monster off the cover art. It looks to be some sort of stone construct. And that thing. Okay, we'll find out more. Bring your adventures to life with some amazing miniatures included in this box. Your role-playing adventure will never be the same again. Battle monsters in the dungeon! Okay, we get it. We get that this is a dungeon crawl. Enough. Who knows what horrors lurk in these caves? Tread carefully, Lightbringers. Is always have your party's back. Battle against powerful monsters that level up with you. I mean, that is an important fact of Mass of Darkness, is things get harder as you go. Things level up. So it looks like we got some more. Looks like we got dark orcs, underground dwarves, and dark elves. Okay. Kind of basic things for underground. Collect loot and level up. Claim loot from monsters, raiding chests. The stronger the monster, the better the loot they drop. Okay. Fell powerful bosses. Take down challenging bosses with unique mechanics that'll test even the most seasoned Lightbringers. So I will add, because I did see this guy. This is the what do they call him? Overseer? Elderseer. I saw this guy before, and I didn't think much of it at the time. But I will say, I did see a comment in the preview page that they had for us, where somebody commented how this powerful boss was just a roaming monster in the first campaign, which I'll put a picture up here so you can see. But yeah, it's kind of. Although I will say, in defense, this one is holding swords. I mean, those are clearly swords that it is holding. So it may be the same monster, but it has clearly learned some sword play. It's leveled up its game. Exciting new classes. Okay, finally something interesting. So. We already know each one comes with its own components. We have the assassin. The assassin relies heavily on Massive Darkness's shadow mechanic and uses the darkness resource. And unlike other classes, the assassin has 2 shadow abilities. So, okay. I would read out the cards, except I don't remember what all of the iconography is on this, so hey, if you want to pause it here and look that up and look at the rulebook and all that, cool. But I'm going to keep going. Harness the shadows to use powerful skills. The Chronomancer. Master time itself and aid your allies when they need you the most. You have 1 minute to navigate the time track. Oh, so that's like a real time thing. Oh. That could be good. That could be bad. I also worry about anything that allows us to rewind time. Although, the simple thing might be like, hey, you get to go back and redo a die roll. That would be like the easy thing. But yeah, that'll be. I don't know. I worry about that as a mechanic system. I guess I'll have to learn more. Gain powerful time spells as a reward. The Herbalist. Gather herbs and brew powerful potions. Harvest herbs as you venture into the dungeon. So looks like you kind of collect different sets of the tokens to achieve different. Okay. Cool. That could be great. Who knows what you might brew? We got Charming Potion, Death Potion, and Potion of Bloom. Okay. Okay, that's cool. The Hunter. Pick a loyal companion to hunt down your quarry. We have a groundhog, not the scariest pet that you can have. Hopefully there will be some other pets, not just a groundhog. Mark and take down key targets. Take them down with your pet. That reminds me very much of the Hunter from World of Warcraft. Of course, the Cleric is the one with the stupid hat. I tend to play clerics in D&D campaigns because somebody's got to play the cleric. And of course, that one has a stupid hat. All right. Invoke the powers of your god to smite your foes. Choose to receive the blessings of one of 3 gods. Okay. So, interesting. Channel their divinity in time of need. Okay. The Warrior. Hone your combat prowess and to be a master at arms. Become more deadly the more you use a weapon. Okay. That's kind of cool. Rewarding you for using that same weapon and getting better and better. You are a walking arsenal. Wow, this is quite the board. Interesting. Okay. So we got that. New challenges. I had read some of this stuff because I read the one update. And one of the things that was a big complaint against Massive Darkness 2 was that it was too easy. And so here they're offering some new challenges to try and amp the difficulty up. And it's compatible with Massive Darkness 2. So we have enhanced monster challenges. Yeah, dread encounters bring forth even greater challenges behind every door, while enhanced monsters grant powerful bonuses that linger throughout the quest. Not enough challenge still. On top of bearing a brand new design, the Darkness track now comes with a variant that places the Lightbringers under a relentless time limit. Even the most experienced Lightbringers will need to brace themselves and summon their full strength to face what was hit. So it sounds like they're adding some difficulty. And then here is the work in progress rule book. So if you get through this and you're like, I want to know more about the rules and such, come take a look. Testimonials. I do know that Tom Vassal of the Dice Tower gave this like an amazing rating. Like, this is the best dungeon crawler there is. That is Massive Darkness. Look at. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Dive into the Massive Darkness RPG. The adventure is never ending. So expand your adventures. Yeah, we kind of already know that they were doing that. Shadowreach Adventure Book, Massive Darkness Bestiaries, and Solo Mode Module. Okay, so together in an elegant collector sleeve. So yeah, it looks like you get an Adventures Guide, a Bestiary, and then a Solo Mode for use with the world's greatest role-playing game. The 2014 and 2024 rules compatible. Oh, okay, so I'm going to... Now I look like a fool earlier when I was making fun, but yeah, the 2014 and 2024 rules. So it is compatible with both. My bad. So what happens when you're reading this on the fly and such? So, okay, my bad. It is both new and old version. Level up your RPG experience. Get a dungeon crawler and everything you need for your next RPG. I feel bad. Well, you know what? I haven't gotten a lot of comments on these, so watch that be the thing that gets everybody fired up against me. And so then you can download the rules, or at least the quick start guide, and kind of get the feel. I can't tell if that's one of those groundhogs or one of those capybaras. All right, rewards. So starting gear pledge, $110. Everything you need to begin your epic adventure. Start with the Dungeons of Shadowreach core box. Dozens of exclusive board game stretch goals waiting to be unlocked for free. So this is either all of the models put up in a thing, or it's a Rorschach test. I see a butterfly. Epic treasure, $150. You get to save $10 whole dollars. Comes with everything you need to experience a thrilling campaign. Get the starting gear pledge plus the campaign expansion Underspire. Okay, cool. Yeah, and dozens of exclusive board game stretch goals waiting to be unlocked for free. There's the Adventures gear, $50. Which is the RPG stuff. Contains the Adventures Guide, Bestiary, Solo Mode. That'd be compatible. Plus, RPG stretch goals waiting to be unlocked for free. Okay, I promise I'll knock that off. But it looks like for $200 you can get the core game, the expansion, and the RPG. It's not terrible. Not terrible. However, I will say, this is a CMON game, and usually they have like an all-in pledge that's in like the $300 to $400 range. So I have a feeling that there's some more like add-ons that are going to be coming. So I don't think, like, if you want to get in on this, and get everything, it's going to be more than $200. I know it. I wish they would just flat out tell you, but I know they're trying to build excitement and get pleasure. One thing is there's a free gift. In addition, returning backers From previous Massive Darkness campaigns will receive a fire giant roaming monster as a free gift with their pledges. Cool. So all that earns me that. Okay. I mean, it's not a bad model. Truthfully, it does look like it's a combination of solid model and the translucent flames. Cool. If I do ever get around to painting this, if I do get it, but if I were to ever then get around to painting this, I mean, I'd have to paint the flames. I wouldn't just leave it translucent because I know getting into some of these spaces is going to be really difficult, and you're going to get paint on that unless you mask all of it off. So that shows up in the blizzard. Okay, let's see what the actual components are of the game. 6 heroes and 2 pets. Okay, so there's more than the groundhog. So we've seen our heroes before. What do we got here for names? Solinara, the herbalist, Warblade Yorlin of Nor. He's the warrior, that dragon kind of creature guy. Azar of Zur. He's the chronomancer. Then we got Vlad the assassin. And Fina Shattershield the cleric. I will say, I like this art because it has all of these things like nailed through, like different scrolls or prayers or that. It on the model, it looks like there's just the one, and that's a little sad because I kind of like this look that it's all the prayers that they went into battle with, but I'm sure that gets hard to do as a model. And then we have down here, we have Elena, Stalker of the Living Hell. Of the Living Hell? Okay, she's her hunter. She comes with a juvenile Varn, which looks like a Komodo dragon, and a giant groundhog. I'm not going to lie, I'm really tempted with that groundhog, if I were to get this, to like get some green stuff, make him like a little baseball cap so that he could do the little gopher dance from Caddyshack. Yeah. That's all right. Anyway, and 49 mobs. So what do we got here? We got the Deep Stone Dwarf minions and the Deep Stone Dwarf leader. Okay. Interesting. Not real dwarf looking. At least not like stereotypical dwarf looking. Like look at the scrawny arm on that guy. You know, it's not quite the big chunky dwarf that you would expect, or the heavily armored. So, you know, it looks like a lot of like fur. This looks definitely like an animal head that has spikes coming out of the eyes. Okay. So kind of an interesting look. We have the bugbears. Not my favorite rendition of bugbears. These look a little bit more like trolls to me, but they're all right. Not my fave. The dark elves. Kind of look at the art a little bit. I mean, very dark elvish, but a nice little take on them. I mean, they're all right. Most of them are dual wielding. Must be fans of Drist. Cool. Then down here we have the Deep Gnome minions and the Deep Gnome leader on that capybara mount. They're all right. They're fine. Their heads are a little weird. I told you, there's a real pointy thing in Massive Darkness art. Yeah, these guys have kind of pointy hair things. I don't know if that means that they're actually like cone heads, or that they have like some sort of access to like some super hair gel. I don't know. The Kobold minions and Kobold leader. I like these. A little different take. Usually you see kobolds, and they're always these little tiny things, and these look kind of meaty. Kind of big. Kind of more like lizardmen, but yeah, okay, cool. Hey, more pointy things. It's the Dark Orc Minions and Dark Orc Leader. Okay. I mean, it's a different take on an orc, that's for sure, which is fine. It's got a little bit of like a demonic or dragon-like look. Although, what is with this guy? How does he see or smell? Like, that just seems impractical. I mean, I get that you're going for rule of cool here, but he's got to be walking into all sorts of walls. Okay. Hey, yeah, we got some mushroom people. Again, pointy hats, but cool. I will say, the art so far, it's lacking a little bit of color. I want just a little bit more color in these things. When it comes to painting board games, I try and stick to the colors that they have in their art because I want to be able to match and pull stuff out of the box and have it line up. So there's that. 4 roaming monsters. Okay, we got this cool spider thing. I do like this thing. This reminds me, like, just with the interesting, like, base piece up here, kind of that weird, like, here it doesn't show up quite as well, but on here where it looks like it's sculpted, and it just has a very like Legend of Zelda type look. But the Spiderkin Warrior, I think it's kind of cool. Personally, I like it. Then down here we got the Basilisk. Okay. I can get behind that. It's pretty cool. We got a Fire Dwarf. Okay, that's cool. Looks more, yeah, like a dwarvish construct that, yeah, breathes fire. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. Oh, is this what I think it is? Is this what I think it is? Underworld Sasquatch. Yeah. All right. So far, this is my favorite model that I have seen. Of course, I'm a sucker for Yetis, Sasquatch, Minotaurs, giant monkeys. You know, I have a list of things that I'm a sucker for, and this hits some of those wheelhouses. Especially like with like that Yeti paint scheme. That just looks cool. That looks cool. I like that. And then we got 2 bosses. So the one off the cover art, this is the giant worm. Comes in 3 pieces. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I like the giant worm. Sweet. And then we've talked about this guy. This is the Elder Seer. So, okay. Cool. Let's keep going down. Components. Yeah, we got the plastic hero dashboards, darkness tracker, 18 pegs. Yeah, the different kind of stuff that goes with the different classes, so we can kind of fast forward through that. Your tokens, your cards. Yeah, let's move through that. We're like 2/3 of the way through. So, yeah, quite a bit. There's all of our roaming monster cards. Okay. Our bonus items are doors, mobs, more tokens, double-sided tiles, yellow dice, enemy die. Yep, nice. Color bases, treasure. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard. 252 tokens. Cool. And we get to see some of the figure sizes. So, cool stuff there. Nice to see. So some of these are pretty chunky guys. Like that fire dwarf is pretty big. Did we see him? I don't remember a guy holding a head. I wonder if that's a hint at something coming up. We'll see. Campaign mode. We have here under Spire. So this is the expansion. Play all the missions and expansions in campaign mode, experience long-term character progression, and earn achievements. Incredible acts of valor. So we got another class, the Emissary. This guy's kind of cool. He kind of like a little bit of a Gandalfish vibe. Of course, he's got a pointy hat because that's what stats in this game, but he's got more of those scripts kind of all on him, and he ended up with a few more making it on his model than we saw on the cleric. So he's got his own kind of dashboard and such. Okay. And for the mob on here, we got Wretches. Okay. And a Wretches leader. I mean, this looks very culty and looks like, especially because this guy's got like tentacles for arms. So, okay. That's kind of cool. Kind of different. The roaming monster. So what do we got? We got the mercenary. Okay. Not the most threatening thing, but at least something different. And then, the big chunky guy. Yeah. Tarsk. So, cool. And yeah, the components that kind of go with that. Okay. It's dice, tiles, player boards, tokens. Okay. So we have our rewards. We've kind of gone over this. 150 for both, 50 for the adventurers gear, 110 if you just want the core box. There's our crowdfunding exclusive. With their thing. Remaining stock may be available through conventions and special promotions. Yeah. Add-on content. The new content is just the fire giant. So, but I have a feeling this blank spot before this campaign is over will be full. On the old stuff, I mean, looks like they got the stretch goals from the Darkbringer pack, the MD2 class pack. So let's just pull this up very quickly. This pack features all the classes from previous Massive Darkness 2 expansions packed into one convenient package, providing those of you who are just joining us an easy way to get these extra classes. Okay. Can I scroll down on this? Oh, that's scrolling that. Let's see. That's in. So, class pack. Oh, so it comes with, if you missed out on... No, it looks like it comes with the miniatures and the cards. Huh. So, how much was this? 40. I would almost be tempted to pick this up. And here's why. I don't really need the extras of the miniatures. I don't really need the extra player cards. But to have an extra set of the class components, because one of the interesting things was when you had the compatible, when you made the first Massive Darkness compatible, the thing about it was with this is like if you had two people who wanted to play a Berserker, only one person could play that. If I picked this up, then I'd have the components so that I could have two people play the same class. That's tempting. That's very tempting. I don't need a lot of the stuff in it, so that might be the only thing that kind of keeps me from that. And they have some train. Oh, so we have some unlocks. So it looks like we've got Medusa. I'm going to guess she's a roaming monster. We got Glendor, who looks to be some... I'd almost guess... Oh, he's a paladin. Okay, well, we haven't had a paladin. So... Wow, that's some good art. I am of this stone, but the light is my strength. I carry steel, but my faith is my shield. Cool. Leader of the Elemental Lightbringers, Glendor. So he has some flavor text there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool miniature. Hero figure and card. Cool. First of the dual class heroes, and can be played as either a paladin or a cleric. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm saying cool a lot. Come on with a new adjective, Howard. Okay. So we got a paladin. Looks like a Hognol minion. Okay. and he's 5e compatible. So that's so he's in the RPG and that. And there's a leader miniature. Okay, those look fine. Xenia? So that's an assassin? Guess I can kind of see the art. No, I was almost did the paladin voice again. No, I don't worship the spider. I'm an assassin, not a huntress. Our totem is the serpent. So, okay, another kind of cool miniature. So, okay, we got Hope. I'll just look. So he's another herbalist, kind of. It's on a magic pot. That's gonna go, and then Graykin Two Blades. So warrior with an eye patch. Okay, cool. So some interesting characters. Now I come into the painted figures. And I mean, they're all right. And I think that's it. We get into this. There's the shipping info. What are they expecting? If you get the epic treasure for the United States, almost $30 in shipping. And 2 to 3, yeah. So after it ends, early after charge, 2 to 3 weeks pledge manager, 2 to 3 months pledge manager deadline, and 12 weeks. So we'll see. So that kind of really brings us through that. So let's hit kind of the reactions. What is my general take? What am I thinking having a look at this? There's a lot here. And there's a lot of stuff that's really interesting. I like some of the models. I like some of the art. Not all of the models. I like the fact that it adds to a very already large collection of it. That could be good. I'm a little leery because, as I said, if it were to stay at this $200 range, right, where I could get the RPG if I decide the base game and an expansion, kind of be okay with that, like that'd be a nice sweet spot. But I know them. They're gonna produce a bunch of these mini packs like I have on the top of my piles here, and that's just gonna drive the cost of it up. And yeah, if it gets into that $300 to $400 range, I just don't know that I could do it. I don't know that I'm gonna want to spend that kind of money on it. I'll have to look. Maybe it's something that is just really worth it. A really cool mob figure or such. So I don't know. I'm very much on the fence about it. The other issue that I am kind of having is, and it's happening a lot, and I think there's a lot of people torn on CMON. I mentioned earlier, it seems like they're doing like a Kickstarter a month or a Gamefound, basically a crowdsourcing campaign or a pre-order every month. And that's a lot. And I think that there's some people out there who are very frustrated because they have stuff that they have backed that they haven't gotten. And yet here's another campaign, and then another campaign, and then another campaign. And some people have 4 or 5 campaigns out that they're still waiting for. I think myself, when it comes to CMON, I did back Zombicide White Death, mostly because it had the turtles. My son loves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, cool. So I think that you had that, but there's a lot of people who are upset that not only is that one not like out and been delivered, but CMON started putting some of the core game for that one out into retail. So there are people who pledged $300-$400 for that game, and now people are able to just go out and buy it on retail, and they're getting it before the people who pledged and kind of helped fund the game. So that has earned a lot of towards CMON. I think that at just some point you get too much. I kind of think that White Death will be my last Zombicide. I have enough Zombicide. I did not back, even though I'm a huge fan of Marvel United, I did not back DC United. And no, it's not because I think that the DC comic book characters are far less interesting than the Marvel comic book characters, minus Batman. I mean, no, it's not a comic book prejudice. No, not whatsoever. I just have a full shelf in the cave that is just Marvel United. I don't need any more of that system. I'd like to add some other things and shop for other things. And so to me, it's just, I think CMON has gotten to a point where I just, it's too much of the same, takes up too much shelf space. And I'd be okay if they wanted to run a few smaller campaigns. Like, I wouldn't mind if they did a smaller campaign that was just for like a core box and one expansion of Massive Darkness, and then once that comes out, then maybe, or shortly before, you do, hey, and you're about to get this, but hey, here's the next, here's some expansions that you could quickly get, and it's smaller, and you can do that and space things out. But I really am getting to a point with CMON where there's too much of it. And there are other great game companies out there doing some amazing work that I want to be able to back and support. And I feel like if all I do is dedicate my time to CMON, I just aren't going to get off. So I don't know. I'm on the fence of this because it's Massive Darkness. Again, I like the art minus all the pointy hats. I don't know why that all of a sudden just started bugging me, but minus that, I really like the art. I love dungeon crawlers. I love a lot of things about it. I'm worried that in 15 some days, 14 probably by the time this gets out, that's just too much. So I'd be interested to hear what you all think. So yeah, put your comments, your takes on this. Is this something you're looking to purchase? Is this something that is tickling your own fancy? Let me know. You can also let me know what you think about CMON. I mean, there's plenty. I didn't even get into things like their new annoying habit of exclusives that are only available at conventions. Yeah, I backed White Death for Turtles, and it didn't come with Bebop and Rocksteady, but I had to go to the San Diego Comic-Con. I think that's the one. You had to go there to the booth to get Bebop and Rocksteady, and that's just... it's a little... So, there's definitely some things there. So what are your takes on CMON? And hey, what did you think of videos like this? Do you want more stuff like this? Like I said, I'm not really a news guy, so all I did was go through the page. You could totally do that yourself. All I try to do is add my own spin of humor, commentary, blunders that you can laugh at. So all of that, let me know. Love to hear it. And if you made it this far, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. And with that, hopefully we'll catch all of you back down here in the cave next time. Night, everybody.